You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
After 61 days of being grounded by the nationwide lockdown, domestic flights across India finally took off today. Well, not all flights took off, as nearly 100 were cancelled across airports in India. On 17th May, all domestic air travel lay suspended when guidelines for the fourth phase of the lockdown were announced. However, just 4 days later, Union Minister for Civil Aviation Hardeep Singh Puri announced that 1/3 of domestic flights would be started in a calibrated manner. While airports limped back to life on Monday, passengers, cab operators and airport staff also had to ensure that the long list of 15-odd safety protocols including masks, gloves, sanitizers, thermal checking and social distancing had to be adhered to. The Quint was present at Terminal 3 of New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport, where my colleague Asmita spoke with travellers on day one of flights resuming. While some like Savita, who have been stranded during the lockdown, just want to get back home.
मैं यहाँ पे एक्चुअली किसी काम से आई थी, फिर मैं यहाँ लॉकडाउन में फंस गई. उसके बाद 2 महीने मुझे बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुई यहाँ स्टे करने में, बट अब फ्लाइट अवेलेबल है तो अब मैं जा रही हूँ घर अपने.
Some, like Varsha Solanki, have to get back to work.
एक्चुअली यार ऑफिसेज आर वर्किंग, सो इसलिए हम जल्दी आए. और लॉकडाउन के पहले हम इंदौर चले गए थे. हाँ, तो अब जैसे ही फ्लाइट खुला है तो फिर इसलिए
ऑफिसेज आर स्टार्टिंग नाउ रिज्यूमिंग टू वर्क.
एक्चुअली हमारा ऑफिस बंद हुआ ही नहीं है. डिफेंस जो है वो मतलब एक्सेप्शन था, तो वो चालू ही है हमारा ऑफिस.
You're tuned into The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you, and I'm your host, Sushovan. Across India, cancellation of flights emerged as a major issue on day one. While 82 scheduled flights from New Delhi were cancelled, 9 in Bengaluru failed to take off. Passengers with valid tickets complained they only found out after they arrived at the departure terminal. For some, even reaching the airport under lockdown was a task, only to find out that the flight they managed to book a seat on would not be taking off. According to reports, several passengers at Mumbai airport were also left stranded at the terminal as they complained that they were not notified about the cancellations. The flights resumed after the Ministry of Civil Aviation held extensive discussions with state governments and airline representatives on Sunday. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said, and I quote, "It has been a long day of hard negotiations with various state governments to recommence civil aviation operations in the country," unquote. Airport officials said the cancellations on Monday were on account of several states telling the centre that they will not be able to operate flights agreed upon earlier. Mumbai Airport, for example, said they will only be handling 50 flights a day for now, 25 departures and 25 arrivals. All states commenced flight operations today except Andhra Pradesh, which will start on Tuesday, and West Bengal, which is scheduled to commence operations on Thursday. My colleague Asmita spoke with some passengers who suffered cancelled flights and had managed to get to Delhi to find a connecting flight to their respective hometowns.
Yeah, Sushovan, we are at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in New Delhi, and we are at Terminal 3. Terminal 3 is usually used for most international air travels, but today, the first day of resuming domestic air travels after 2 months of lockdown, we can see there are a lot of people here who have come down from various places. Even I spoke to somebody here who's come down from Pune. The direct flight to Pune was cancelled.
I came from Pune to Delhi, and then I have a flight at 6 p.m. from Delhi to Ranchi.
From 6 p.m. So you don't have any direct flight from Pune to...
There was a direct flight, but it got cancelled, so then I immediately booked this flight.
Another passenger, Mohit Jain, who was supposed to board his flight from Jaipur to his hometown Guwahati, found out on Sunday night that his flight from Jaipur had been cancelled. With no other option and desperation to get home and be with family, made him take a cab all the way from Jaipur to Delhi.
हाँ जी, एक्चुअली मेरी फ़्लाइट थी जयपुर से.
अच्छा.
बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली रात को 2 बजे मेरे पास मैसेज आया कि जयपुर वाली फ़्लाइट कैंसिल हो गई.
ओके, तो आप वहाँ से
मैंने जयपुर से टैक्सी की, फिर दूसरी, फिर अभी यहाँ पहुँचा, दिल्ली से फ़्लाइट की.
While cancelled flights and the resulting confusion was a defining aspect of the opening up of air travel, how did the strict travel protocols work out for those who managed to board their flights? Did airport authorities enforce safety measures properly? And were passengers well versed with the guidelines. Varsha Solanki, a DRDO employee who flew into Delhi from Indore, took us through this new process, one that is likely to be the norm for the foreseeable future.
जैसे हम इंदौर एयरपोर्ट पे अंदर एंट्री किया, एयरपोर्ट की एंट्री से पहले ही हम लोगों के बैग्स को पूरा सैनिटाइज किया गया. फिर हमें बाहर ही एक बार थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग हुआ. फिर हम लोग अंदर गए, उसके बाद अंदर एक बार फिर से थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग हुआ और प्रॉपर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन रखी जा रही है.
और फ्लाइट के अंदर
मतलब सब लोगों ने मास्क पहना हुआ है और मतलब 2-2 रोज को एक साथ बैठा रहे. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि सारे लोग इकट्ठे आ गए, 2-2 रोज को बुला रहे हैं और उतारते समय भी सेम फॉलो किया.
और जब आप बाहर आ रहे हैं उसके बाद जो लगेज है उसका
लगेज में भी उन्होंने मतलब जमीन पे मार्क्स किए हुए हैं 1-1 मीटर के डिस्टेंस पे.
One specific confusion, however, has arisen regarding the use of the contact tracing app Arogya Setu. While the app was mandatory for air travel till recently, the guidelines issued by Civil Aviation Ministry on 24th May stated that all passengers, and I quote, shall be advised to set up Arogya Setu. The guidelines do not mention the word mandatory for domestic air travel. However, passengers like Nitish Kumar, who did manage to board a flight from Bengaluru, said they were asked for the health status on the app by security officials inside the departure area.
The moment you walk into the terminal, first they will ask whether you have the Arogya Setu app. They will ask you to show the app whether it's showing green or not. So they need to check the app first and they make sure that it is having the green signal and then only they will allow you in.
Despite the hiccups, several people at the airport did say that they had emergencies at home to attend to, but were unable to attend to them because of the lockdown and the complete shutdown in mobility. Now, as ticketing websites open once again and runways are readied for takeoffs and landings, it has also worked as a savior for many in desperate need to get home. In one such unfortunate incident, Naresh Kumar Bhagat, a resident of Purnia in Bihar, lost his father at 8 a.m. on Monday. Thanks to the resumption in services, he managed to get a seat on a Delhi-Patna flight for 6 p.m. and was at the airport by noon.
पटना जा रहा हूँ, मेरा फादर एक्सपायर कर गया.
ओके, सो आप अर्जेंटली मतलब आज ही एक्सपायर कर गए हैं?
आज मॉर्निंग में 8 बजे किया.
एंड व्हेन डिड यू बुक द फ्लाइट सर?
जी आज टुडे मॉर्निंग.
आपको फ्लाइट मिल गई?
मिल गई, हाँ जी.
और कैसे मतलब कितने प्राइस में मिले हैं?
मेरा 29,000 में 4 टिकट मिले हैं.
For airports to run smoothly and domestic air travel to resume efficiently, the staff working at the airport also need to have the services up and running as well. For example, what about those running food and beverage services, operating the scanning machines, or handling the baggage? One such essential allied service is the availability of cabs. Not just available, but cabs that are sanitized and affordable. For those landing at the airport, cab services are essential to ensure passengers reach their destinations under the lockdown's restricted mobility. We spoke with an operator to find out what arrangements are in place as airports limp back to life.
ज़्यादा लोग ले रहे हैं कैब कि ज़्यादा अपने प्राइवेट गाड़ी से ही जा रहे हैं?
कैब से ज़्यादा ही ले रहे हैं.
कैब से जा रहे हैं. तो कैब्स में सैनिटाइजेशन का क्या आप लोग का रहता है?
मैम हमारे जो पार्किंग का फ्लोर है ना,
हाँ,
वहीं पहले ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होके गाड़ी हमारे पास आई है.
अच्छा, और फिर रिपीट जब अगर दोबारा जाना पड़ेगा
फिर दोबारा वो होती है
सैनिटाइज
जितने बार सर्किल में आती है जितने बार वो सैनिटाइज पूरी गाड़ी में होती है.
अच्छा, और आप लोगों का प्राइस पे इंक्रीज हो गया है कि सिमिलर रेट
पहले नॉर्मल थी वो अभी भी हुई.
If you like listening to this podcast, please subscribe to the Big Story playlist for episodic updates. We are live on Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify, JioSaavn, and the other popular podcast streaming platforms that we're live on right now. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website and check out our podcast section. For any feedback, send an email to podcasts@thequint.com.